me to kill them. Prophet Muhammad never did that. Why? Because he said, give them time. Maybe they are brainwashed. Maybe they cannot understand. Rather, he used to make dua for them. Oh, Allah, guide them. So he didn't come just kill, as the media tried to. Mercy for mankind. Then he migrated from Mecca. 13 years. 13 years is not that small time. It's a long time, 13 years. Come this way, come this way.
He just want to be recorded.
Yeah. 13 years is not that small time. It's a long, it's a long time. It's a long time. So Prophet Muhammad, 13 years being patient. Then he migrated to Medina. What did he do? Did he go and attack them? No. They tried to attack him first. Then Allah sent down a verse in the Quran. Udina lilladina. What is the verse? Dulimu. Now the verse. Let me. I'm gonna translate it. Allah has given permission to those who've been oppressed to fight, to defend themselves. Again, the person must say, "Oh, Shamsi, what about the verse when Allah said, fight against those who never believed in Allah and His Messenger, from the Jews and the Christians, until they pay what jizya?" This verse, there's a reason for this verse to be revealed. This verse was revealed because the Romans, they tried to attack Prophet Muhammad. They started this again. So he never started any fight. They started it. That's why one of the scholars, Ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy upon him, said Islam came with the da'wah first to call people. Jihad was legislated to defend the da'wah and to remove the corruption. As for ISIS, they jihad to break corruption. Islam came with the jihad to remove corruption. So the jihad of ISIS is not jihad of Allah, it's jihad of Satan. Is that clear so far?
This is very political. And
now before we get this political, our Prophet Muhammad is clear that he did not kill them.
what other misconceptions you got about the Prophet Muhammad?
Well,
You remember, you do your homework, that one.
Yeah.
You check it.
there's the truth is he had an adopted son, but he took his adopted son's wife, or he had a revelation that.
Yeah, Zayd ibn al-Haritha.
Isn't that a bit strange?
No, it's not. Why? First of all, first of all, as the brother said, he mentioned a good point. That rather is a proof against those who try to invalidate his prophethood. Why? Because the Arab, from their culture, before Islam came, the Arab pagans, that if you adopt someone, you're not allowed to marry his ex-wife. Even if he divorces her, afterward you're not allowed to marry her at all. So if Prophet Muhammad came to please the people, he shouldn't have done it. But before Prophet Muhammad got married to the ex-wife of Zayd, there was a verse before it, way before it, that in Islam, you're allowed to look after someone, but you don't adopt him as your son. Because he has his own lineage, he has his own family. So take care of him, look after him in Islam, something which is praiseworthy. However, Allah wants to stop that rules, because that rules is not from the creator of the heavens and the earth. That rules was made by the Arab pagans. So Allah wants to remove it. So who he appointed? The Prophet Muhammad. If Prophet Muhammad was a false prophet, he could have just do what? Hide it, because there was not any need for him to marry the wife of his, the one who took care of Zayd, you see? But rather, that shows that he was a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now, if I have someone, I take care of him, then he got married, he's not my son, he's not my biological son, none of that. If he got married, then he divorced his wife, afterward, I'm allowed to marry her. And there's no problem with that at all.
I'm not really too sure about that.
Yeah, but why? In order for you to say something is wrong, there's a criteria we have to utilize. If I ask you why it is wrong.
You just don't take your adopted son's wife.
But again, there's no adoption in Islam. There's no adoption.
Well,
There's to
in
take
my
care of it.
background, I would have been told that.
Yeah, but again, your background is subjective, not objective. Your background is your background. Like now, none of us will be happy someone come from, like my country, Algeria, and he say, you know what, in Algeria...
Very friendly people, very happy.
Yeah.
Very full of life.
So no one says like Algeria or Morocco, come here and says, you know what, in our culture, that is wrong. Therefore, the British should follow us. We say, no, keep your culture to yourself. So you see what I'm saying? You follow the Quran. Because logic dictates, you follow what the Creator came with, not what the human came with. Because from their human nature, they're always imperfect. But the Creator is perfect.
I know.
Okay.
My question is to you. You believe God, He can do absolutely anything, there's nothing to cut.
That befits His
So why can't
majesty.
He come to earth for 33 years?
So I'm saying, what He just did,
Live on earth for 33 years?
you know what He just did? There's two things about God.
Limiting God a little bit.
What you just think, there's three things about God. There's what God is and what God does. So what you just did, you tell me what God does, then you tended to what God is. What God is does not change. What God does,
No, I agree with
you
you.
agree with
I
that?
agree with you.
Okay,
God
what
does
God
not
does,
change.
like God speaks, but does He speak to everyone? No, He spoke to Moses, but He never spoke to me. So there is which we call attribute that of God, which is related to His will. I don't go to, but there's what God
Do you
is.
believe Moses is the only one who spoke to God directly without
Quran,
Yeah,
he's there. He speaks to us in the
without
Quran.
help from
You know,
the angel
before
Gabriel?
no, I'm talking about specifically. So
Intervention from the angel Gabriel who spoke on God's behalf.
yeah, but before we come to that, sorry, Joseph. Yeah, but my point: what God is, what God does. What God is doesn't change. Do you agree? I'll give you an example. God is all-knowing.
That's right.
He does not befit Him to become ignorant. Do you agree?
That's right.
Okay. God is all perfect. Does not befit Him to become imperfect. So if God become human, that is a contradiction. Why? Because humans are imperfect and God is perfect. Therefore, that is a contradiction. That doesn't make any sense. You know, ever living. You see what I'm saying? So when we say that God doesn't become a man, not because God cannot do it. No, that has nothing to do with God's ability. Rather, if God become human, that is contradiction. Because God is God, human is human. God is ever living, human they die. So if you tell me there is God and human at the same time, that is contradiction, which does not exist in the real world, only exists in people's head. Do you agree?
That's not a bad argument.
You see what I'm saying? Good argument. You know
Good
what?
argument.
I can make
I
it.
don't say that I agree, but it's a good
No, but
argument.
I make it stronger in your Bible. He said, I the Lord, I do not change. That is in Bible. I the Lord, I do not change. So my question to you, if you believe Jesus is God, when Jesus was God, before He became a baby, did He change or not?
No.
So He was baby before.
No, he wasn't a baby boy. He was born as a baby.
That's what I'm saying. So but He was God.
made into flesh.
But He was God before.
His mother
That's
Maryam.
right. He was.
Yeah. So if He was God, then He became a baby, He had to change. But in the Bible it says, I the Lord, I do not change. Therefore this verse clearly invalidates Jesus to be God.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, when it's saying, now we shall make man in our image. That's implying that there's three
Adam.
voices speaking.
No, it's about we, it's about
Three
we.
voices.
No, we.
Why not five?
Read the verse for yourself.
Oh no, but why not
Read the
five?
verse for yourself.
No,
You
but,
understand.
sorry, akhi, but even we, you know what, remember that the verse, the verse is Hebrew. Let's go back to the Hebrew. And Hebrew is known that plural can use for singular. For example, in the Old Testament, in the Torah, God said to Moses, I will send you as Elohim to Pharaoh.
That's the name.
Elohim is a plural. How many Moses there is? One. So referring to singular.
That's
So
what God said to Moses
Yeah.
on Mount Sinai in Exodus chapter.
That's what I'm saying.
That
So
should
my-
be, might say Elohim sent you. That should be my name.
no, he said,
You only read that in the Hebrew New Testament. You won't read that in the King James ENIV.
no, it's still there. He said, I send you as
Is
Elohim.
this true that time everybody call them God? If you're powerful, they call you God.
No, I'm talking about we, plural. We is no, sorry. We in the Arabic language is like Hebrew. You know, Hebrew, Arabic, Syriac, Aramaic are very similar languages. And we, they use it as what? Out of majesty, greatness. Like even in English, sometimes you say, come check us. I'm talking about myself, you know? Like prestige and higher and mighty, you know? So, again, let me ask you. You know God knows everything all the time, correct? If Jesus is God, but therefore he has to know everything all the time, correct? So the question I will ask you, does Jesus know everything all the time?
He is God.
He's God, thank you very much. Let us go read what Jesus said. Huh? He's there with it. He's showing the passages. Okay, let me show you the passages. In Mark 13:32, it shows you that if Jesus knew everything, because you said he knew everything.
I spoke to you this one.
Let me show him, maybe he wants to see it, yeah? 13:32.
But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, only the Father.
So even Jesus knows the hour. He cannot be God. You know this verse go in line with Allah's statement. Allah said, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ. They ask about the hour. قُلْ عِلْمُهَا عِنْدَ رَبِّي. Said the hour, it's knowledge with my Lord. Allah said in the Quran, ما ينبغي للرحمن أو translate, yeah? ما ينبغي للرحمن أن يتخذ ولدا. It's not befitted for the most beneficent to have a begotten son. You know? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the Quran. Look what Allah mentioned, yeah? Allah mentioned about that Jesus and his mother, they cannot be God. Why? كان يأكلان الطعام. They used to eat food. Do you know what Allah mentioned that? This argument, the Quran is so powerful than any argument. Why? Because anything that needs food, therefore is what is imperfect. But God is perfect. Therefore Jesus cannot be God. Because why? He needed, because why he needed what? Food. He needs provision. That is not the nature of the Creator. What I would advise you, Joseph, wallahi, this advice to you and to me. no, this life is not a joke. One day we have,
This life is very precious.
yeah, and one day we have to leave this life.
There's a lot of people wasting this breath. We're only on this earth for a short time. There's a lot of
So I'm saying one day we have to leave it, Joseph. One day you're going to be inside the grave by yourself. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. We will never touch, we will never punish anyone until we send a messenger. Islamically speaking, Allah will never punish His people, His servants, until the proof becomes clear to them. If you turn away from the truth and it's clear to you,
if you've done something.
if you repent, so I'm saying, and the repentance for you, I'll tell you straight away.
With your mother.
Yeah, but that's good, you've been good to your mother, but what about the one who gave you life? Why are you not following his prophets? Why are you not following the teaching of his prophets? That's good. It's like someone telling me, you know what, I'm going to be good to my neighbor, but my parents...
What's it say? It says paradise is at the feet of the mother. I mean,
We say, of course, we look after your mother, but remember, the reason that we look after our mothers, first of all, we are human. Second thing, likewise, what? Because the Creator told us, yes? But what I was going to mention, that being good to your neighbors, to your parents, that's something good. However, there's something which is greater than that. Be good to the one who gave you life. If I give you £2 million, what would you say to me? Say thank you, at least.
course I'd say thank
Would you remember me all the time?
of course I would.
Of course. But yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. That's a good point.
Can you tell me about...
Before, sorry. I will give you £2 million on the condition, give me your 2 eyes. Would you do that?
No, I need my eyes.
He said no eyes. So therefore the one who gave you eyes, therefore your eyes is more valuable than £2 million. What about the one who gave you your eyes for free? Why don't you thank him in the way befit his majesty?
Because he's the maker.
He's a maker. A person might say, I'm thanking the Creator, but the question, are you thanking him the way he wanted to thank him? For example, if you want to buy a gift for your friend, would you buy a gift that your friend love or the gift that you love? Your friend love. The gift that your friend love.
If you care.
So I'm saying, if you care, that's true. So likewise, you should worship the Creator the way He loves, not the way you love. And the only way is coming to Islam.
Submit yourself
I'll think about it.
Figure, no problem at all. And it was my pleasure speaking to you. I will give you a book as a gift. That's for you.
Thank you.
And you do have my number. Yeah. And
Just remind me, what's your name again?
Shamsi.
Shamsi.
Joseph, you see, I remember your name. Joseph. The Prophet Joseph. All right. Take care. Look after yourself. It was my pleasure speaking to you. Take care, yeah?